all set up, but I wanted to welcome everyone. I'm going to go through a number of different things here and kind of, show you guys, essentially what we're working on, what's in the back office. I'm also going to show you what you should really be doing for December rather than hibernating or going to sleep or taking the whole month off. I typically don't. Most of the leaders that I know don't do that either. I can tell you that my phone has literally been blowing up for the last 3 weeks all around the industry because so many people so many leaders are looking to basically figure out their strategy for 2016. They're essentially looking to, find out, what opportunities they have that they can take advantage of for 2016. So most leaders will build stuff out. They'll do all kinds of things to, get their strategy sections set up, how they're going to monetize their list, how they're going to do all of these kind of things. So it goes really deep on, a lot of producers in the space or industry or just business builders in general are really busy during December because they're trying to finalize the year and they're trying to get set up for next year. So I actually find December to be one of my busiest months, even when I'm not starting my own company and doing all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing here. We're busier than ever. There's a lot of things that I'm doing with high-level JVs, people who are bringing $1 million a month to Digital Altitude. So there's going to be literally thousands of members in a very short period of time. And also a couple other things is we're going to kind of offer, talk to you about what it is you're doing when it comes to your brand. What is it you're doing to build your list? What plan do you have? What strategy do you have? Ultimately, that's what this call is all about. And I want to make sure that we are, helping you and guiding you and, getting you off and running when it comes to essentially monetizing and building your business, because this is a long-term business. It's not something that's just a couple of months or see if you can make some money and then leave. You have to build it day in and day out, over and over and over again, every single day. Really, I mean, I show up every single day with the intent on what my goals are, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to achieve it, lay out all my strategies. And then I just go into implementation. So just like most of you do when you're probably working a job or any one of your other businesses, you're going to have, a number of things that you show up and you have to do on a daily basis. So this business is no different. So I want to walk you through some of that stuff here and kind of, get you, I don't know what the word is, but it's basically kind of on the same page with what my vision is and where we're at and what we're doing and what, Mike, let me know if everything's coming through clear on that end. I'm going to go into the back office and all that kind of stuff and, try to kind of get my head and mind back into this webinar because I was dealing with the tech issues. So, kind of got sidetracked there on figuring that stuff out, but we figured it out and we're back on track here. So just, send me a text or a message, make sure that I know that we're at least displaying the screen and the screen is clear and all that kind of stuff.
It looks great, Michael.
Okay, good. So kind of like I did when most of you came in and you got your climber and you got your hiker, and you're, essentially got your subscriptions. We're going to have a couple of different things that we're going to have. We're actually going to have 3 levels or 3 tiers of continuity. And so there's going to be what you guys already saw, which was a climber and a hiker. And then we're also going to have below hiker a walker. So there will be a $37 walker, there will be a $67 hiker, and a $127 climber, and they're all 37, 67, and 127, and they're all tied into essentially the compensation plan, but they're also tied into how many tiers you're going to be able to benefit from and all of that kind of stuff. So you'll see all that. That's going to be popping up in the members area in certain ways in certain areas. So we're going to have, there's a lot of things that are going to be even getting better and better here. I mean, obviously all of you have logged in and you've been able to see, everything. So I'm going to be looking first and foremost for testimonials. I want you to be going through the startup process. Like I said, setup and promote are just screen shares. So we're going to be getting those set up, but focus on startup, focus on training, focus on base and rise. And I'd like to get some testimonials from you guys, and video testimonials that we can put in our video sales letter that will literally be seen by millions of people, essentially turn you into a little star, if you will. But if we could get some testimonials on that, we'll send out, some instructions on exactly how to do that. But just grab your iPhone, turn it sideways and just, take a video and kind of give your feedback on the courses, the training, the system, how you feel about it. Because again, I've seen a lot of programs and systems over the years that I've seen them 5 years in the making, and they're not even quite have done as much as we've done already, and we haven't, we're not even out in the full-blown marketplace yet. So we've allowed some founding members to go through and help us with some bugs and things like that, but we're putting in all the coaches now. So coach profiles will start populating. You'll start seeing all of those. The business coaches, the traffic coaches, and the tech coach. I'm obviously going to be probably populated for these two, but you will see someone else populated for traffic coach and tech coach. So you can reach out to them, introduce yourself. But because most of you are already peak and apexes, we have essentially, you're just going to see me in there. But so all the coaches are going in there. We're putting in all the PDFs. There's over almost, I think what it is, there's almost 50 something lessons. So there's times 3. So there's like 150 PDFs. It's just a lot of PDFs. So we're getting all those in for like step 1 of all the products. And it's just taking a little bit longer than we'd like because it's just a ton of information. So, but it'll be good for all the new members that you bring in. It'll be good for you as well. So look out for that. Under my business, there's a couple of things that we're adding. A lot of this stuff is, the My Rank has kind of been updated nicely, and access your course or upgrade is all there. You can see some earnings and that are, will come in from you and your team and all that kind of stuff. These are all kind of dummy numbers. And then under my team, you can see, who's bought what, and, all the ranks and all that stuff. And then the tree, you can see your tree, all the people that are on your team essentially. And then you can go under my marketing, and we're going to add a couple more things in here, my brand and my tools, and also my resources. I'm also going to put some other stuff under my business. I'm going to add a little bit more, a couple more things in here just around my business. Like I want lists in here, like lists of resources. So say, for example, a list of solo ad providers, a list of, page builders, a list of hosting companies, things like that, things that kind of complement our business, a list of the top 100 blogs that you can put your banner on, and a list of all the pay-per-click companies, a list of all the media buying companies, a list of a bunch of email brokers, just kind of like, for lack of less of a hypey word that a lot of people use, but like, our Rolodex of all the stuff that we've used over the years. So then banners are going to be putting in here under my links. So you'll see under my links, you have the sales funnels. The sales funnels are going to be tied to, so sales funnel 1 is the one we're testing right now and updating and moving things around there. That one will be hopefully ready here soon. We're doing a couple of things behind the scenes to make sure that it's up and running and testing the way we want it. We got to add a couple more things in there. And then once that sales funnel's done, we have about 7 more that we have in our funnels, but we're going to split test the second one and the third one. So when you're a walker, you only get 1 funnel. When you're a hiker, you get 2 funnels. And when you're a climber, you get 3 funnels. And then under that, you got, like I said, the banners are coming. Email swipe is already in there. So if you want to start grabbing some of that, you can utilize it. 14 days of that. We're going to be updating this and constantly changing it because, swipe copy just needs to always be kind of changed and moved around and updated. And then my other swipe, you can see the social. So if you want to write cut and paste some social and put your link there, you can do that, or text ads, Facebook ads. We've got some Twitter ads, some headlines. We're going to put some headlines in there, some broadcasts. We'll add some more stuff in there. So we'll just keep adding a lot of stuff in there for you guys to make sure you have everything you need. The leaderboard looks nice. That's going to be coming in. Basically your avatar will show up with your name. So as soon as you start getting new customers that come in. Obviously the TV is there where all of you are right now, and that seems to be working. So let's see if we're live. Yep, we're live there. All you got to do is hit play. So that's good. so all that stuff's coming together nicely. The training calendar we're going to be updating here and making that look really good and really sharp. So, right now we're going to kind of we're coming, I mean, the week after next is Christmas. So we probably won't do a whole lot of training on the week of Christmas, but definitely next week I want to do a lot of training. I want to talk to you guys about a couple other things that I want to go over some things with you and, see kind of where you're at and what you're building and what you're up to and what your plan is, what you're setting yourself up for success for, essentially, January, February, and March. So I want to go over some spreadsheets with you and kind of set your mindset realistically on, above and beyond the traffic that you just already bought because everybody got products for free. Or positioning for free. But ultimately, you're going to need to have some kind of strategy around, not just relying on just us delivering traffic to you. Of course, we're going to deliver all the traffic and you're going to have it all, but ultimately to reinvest your commissions and then, develop the skill set of a marketer and develop the skill set of an affiliate marketer and make sure that you are, learning from all the trainings that we have under training for traffic and applying it and, building your brand, setting up a blog, getting social out there. There's a lot of examples that I really like. I mean, Marie Forleo is a great example of a brand building. And these are some of the packages that we're going to have and even offer, so when you fly out to LA or we have, different packages, but ultimately, we'll be able to take lifestyle shots, head shots, all kinds of different stuff that will essentially, show you in all kinds of different lights, put your personality out there and show you in all kinds of different ways. So it really helps the relatability. It helps your conversions. Sending traffic just to a affiliate link from the company's affiliate link is always going to be is not always going to convert as high as if you're leading with your own brand, if you're leading with your own, angle or content or information. So I just kind of want to plant some seeds in your head that should be your goal for 2016. You should be, being mindful that, okay, I'm going to get results, but I'm also going to, see what value I can bring and start niching to very specific niches and entry points. So, whatever your passion, interest, or ideas, you can apply that. And or if you want to just stick with home business or online business or internet business, how are you going to differentiate yourself? How are you going to get people to come and, consume your blog or an article or social and be like, wow, I really like this Marie Forleo. Who is she? She looks interesting, she has content, she puts up a lot of content like on YouTube. So if you look at all of her stuff,
hey, it's Marie Forleo, and welcome.
A lot of her stuff is out there. I mean, just constant content, just 52,000 views, 61,000 views, 65,000 views. And these videos are only 5, 6, 7 minutes. Some of them are longer, but ultimately she's just sitting down, having a dialogue, adding value, solving people's problems, sharing her perspective and opinion. So this is very, very powerful and very, very important. And ultimately there's positioning, because you're positioning yourself as an expert because you're on video. You have a YouTube channel, you have a social Facebook channel, you have, your own blog. So you've positioned yourself as somebody of value, somebody of influence that ultimately has something to offer. And so ultimately, we all know that remuneration in general, just in life, how people make money, it's all based on their value. So for example, a guy who sweeps the streets, he only, probably affects a number of people, right? A small number of people. But someone like Bill Gates, who really created a technology that literally changed the whole world and affects billions of people, it's no wonder he makes billions of dollars. And everyone in between, think of Anthony Robbins, how much value, how many people does he touch? Think about somebody who just makes sandwiches at Subway. How many people do they really affect every day? A couple of dozen, maybe 100. How many people are you touching a day? How many people are you helping? every single day. The only way to get what you want is to help others get what they want. So you got to start thinking in your mind about 2016 and how am I going to position myself? How am I going to get my blog set up? How am I going to get my social set up? How am I going to start building, my brand and things like that? I really want you to be conscious of that kind of stuff, because your conversions are going to be 10 times higher than if you're just sending out an affiliate link that says, how to make money, right? You really have to position yourself and differentiate yourself very much in the way you're seeing here. And or even Lewis Howes is a great example. He wrote his own book. He has a podcast. He has a blog. He just, offers his opinions and points of view about things. I mean, most of you guys are all accomplished. You're all peaks and apexes. And more importantly, in general, you have a seat time in life where you've learned so much. You have a skill set that you probably are taking for granted that you can apply to the world and share it with everyone. And when you do it like this, like you're seeing here, people are going to come through, find you like this. And then when you say, hey, I'm also part of a digital e-learning company called Digital Altitude that trains and teaches entrepreneurs, they're going to be like, wow, okay, where do I sign up? I'm coming in peak or apex. See, that's a much higher quality prospect or lead that you're going to get. There's a famous kind of marketing saying that big fish swim upstream, and ultimately that's the same with any of this. So positioning yourself, thinking about your brand. We're going to have solutions around this kind of stuff. And then, he also has YouTube channels. We'll be able to set you up with your YouTube channel. See, this is kind of video, that you would have with one of our bigger branding packages. We would film you walking on the beach or doing, cool things that just, make you look different, differentiate you from everyone else out there. So he does his podcast, and then he uploads it to video and, puts all that stuff out there. So there's, again, a lot of value. Gets 250,000 people viewed this video. 408,000 people viewed this video. 200,000. Don't you think there's some prospects in there? Don't you think there's some people that are, primed for essentially Digital Altitudes, any one of our products or services, and or if want to start thinking about how do you create some of your own front end products. Right now, there's a lot going on. It's a $100 billion industry. I posted this the other day on Facebook. On the group in the group about the master class, and how celebrities are even taking their acting skills and applying it to an information-based product. So when you click on this, it takes you to master class, which essentially teaches acting for $90, right? You can go learn from Kevin Spacey for $90. So 5 hours of training right here. So, and I mean, there's probably literally going to be thousands or tens of thousands of people that will do that. So the information age isn't really going anywhere. People are bundling their expertise, as you can see here, into all kinds of different things. So you just need to kind of carve out your own personality, your own niche, your own ideas, your own passion, your own interests, and just make it unique. And there are millions of people out there who are just like you, who will probably relate to you, and in all likelihood they'll follow you if you offer them value. Value meaning, for example, what's some of the stuff that he talks about here: how to lose it all and get it all back, how to consciously end a relationship. Some other, the key to success, 10 ways to make money online, 7 simple steps to financial freedom. See, he's just offering his points of view and perspective, and, essentially a percentage of the population around the world is finding it valuable, and the reason they're watching it, right? So, and you can make some of it funny, like just, make it interesting. Here, make homemade pasta in 90 seconds, right? So he probably just, he mixes it up, he changes it up, he does different kind of things to kind of target all kinds of different niches. But these two are some great examples. Amy Porterfield's a great example as well, building your brand. Stay-at-home mom, and, she's got almost 200,000 likes, right? So she just offers this kind of, what I call basic or generic content, creating an honest business from the ground up, right? It's very general. It's very mass marketing lessons that have shaped my online business. So things like that. You look at 140,000 likes, shares, people engaging, content. You send it out to your list, you send it on your social. A lot of them do podcasts, webinars, resources. She has her channel as well too. So getting a channel up there or having us help you set it up, having us help you set up some of these funnels. You'll notice how she has some of her funnels. This is a great example of an evergreen funnel that she has. It's all around Facebook marketing, and she calls it the Profit Lab. She has a little 3 tutorials here that are just probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes long, maybe less. And ultimately it's just free content, free information. And so what does that naturally do? It actually naturally goes, wow, this lady really knows something. She's really, she must, be an expert, or sure, I'd like to follow her or learn more from her. And then don't think for a second when you download any one of these cheat sheets or ideas that there's a link somewhere that's sending you back to one of her products or services that you'll buy, because she's already built the relationship with you. And it's all happened on autopilot because she's not actually talking to you one-on-one, right? But it sure feels like it when you watch her videos, right? Click a little video, talks about her. This is all high-level branding stuff that we're going to be providing, this kind of stuff here.
Hi there, Amy Porterfield here, and welcome to the second video.
Very kind, bright, vibrant, all that kind of stuff. We'll teach you all that lighting and how to do all this kind of stuff. So this is a great example of a lead magnet. This is a great example of essentially creating evergreen front-end training courses that will bring people in. So she has a back end. She has a high-end back end somewhere where she's offering her own coaching training, or maybe she's sending them into an opportunity, or she's sending them into affiliate links or whatever it may be, or they're getting on her list and she's sending all that stuff out. So she's essentially building the relationship on the front end by offering something free. You'll learn a lot about this stuff under my Rise. If you go under Rise, you go to products, you go under Rise, and you go to Access Course under Rise. There's about, I think, 16 modules in there. We're adding 3 more, but 16 modules in there, and a lot of them talk about how to do a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about right now. So make sure you plug in. There's probably a good 10, 15 hours of training in there. So, and it's all high level training. It's just a brain dump of everything that I've learned over the years. And, the psychology behind marketing, and, tripwires, and, the right mindsets, and how to persuade with psychology, and all this kind of stuff, how to use empathy in your marketing, how to profile your ideal customer, your customer avatar, branding versus response-driven marketing, all of this kind of stuff. Make sure you guys plug into this and give me some testimonials and some feedback. And you'll notice under every single lesson in the entire back office, there is an anonymous, how can we do better with this lesson? So please fill that out if you have some strong opinions about it. We'd love to update it and make it just better and better over time. So, and that'll obviously happen too once thousands of members start perusing through it. But love to hear your feedback as well. So you'll learn a lot of these techniques and strategies under that, all the stuff that she's using and that they're using here. It's very, very powerful, and you really need to kind of get your head around it, like I said, for the new year, and make sure that you're setting yourself up or having someone set up, and or if you want, and I can come up with something, Mike and I, because Mike is on the webinar here, he's our funnel architect. He's built a lot of these brands, a lot of these types of brands out there. He's built a lot of their funnels, he's built a lot of their blogs and a lot of their branding at this level with like Lewis Howes and Marie Forleo and probably some names that you even know. But ultimately, he knows how to build all this stuff out. So if you want, I can, essentially come up with something and see, what we can do to kind of help you and get your, get some things started for you. So, maybe it's some of these branding type funnels going, maybe it's, setting up your YouTube channels and, hand holding you through how to do that really well, how to create this content, all this kind of stuff, the scripts behind it, how to embed it into your autoresponders, all of those kind of things, what are called lead magnets. Lead magnets, a great example of a lead magnet is, something like this, or let me find one. Let's see. Well, this is a perfect one example as well, is that, she gets people to, download her cheat sheets or, download her irresistible ideas. And I think this one's even about lead magnets. So that's interesting. So definitely this is a great example, just basically putting out there of something of value that gets people to go, okay, I'll give my email address for all of that. That's essentially what a lead magnet is. Here's some other examples on a lead magnet. So Digital Marketer did one, and I still see this one pop up in my newsfeed all the time. But it's the ultimate social media swipe file. So they got 28,507 leads in 45 days. And I saw this campaign. I saw it popped up in my newsfeed every single day. So that's a great example of they built this landing page that basically says the ultimate. So there's no name, there's no person's face, which would have converted even higher. But ultimately, if it was, Michael Force and my face was here and this is the ultimate social media swipe file, and all these people would download it and log in and want to see more of it. That's a great example. So they talk about, specificity and, being very specific and niched out, not being too general. You want cheat sheets. You want, download this, download that. Here's another example. Grow enough food to feed a family of 4 in just 4 square feet of space, even if you don't have a yard. There's a PDF there. That's a very strong offer and a PDF. So you feel like, wow, this is a 300-page ebook. So there's a lot of value in that. So if you need, help developing ebooks, if you need help developing an angle, Mike is great for that. And Mike and I are going to continue to do some courses and trainings around this. If you guys want to, we'll talk about it. I'll come up with something that will essentially, that you can get on, and we can do maybe 1-on-3 or 1-on-5, where we can really get, because if there's 50 people or there's 25 people, it's too hard to kind of get specific to just 3 people who are on the webinar, and we can ask questions and we can interact with you and those kind of things, and then we can take it to a 1-on-1. So if you're interested in something like that, just send me a message on Skype or message on Facebook and stuff, and we're gonna come up with something that will help you do all that. We'll build out your funnels. We'll help you build out your blog. We'll help you build out lead magnets. We'll help you do a lot of that stuff, guides, reports. We'll put something together. Joe Polish is another example, free report. Free reports are very powerful, cheat sheets, downloads, things like that. You can get a lot of people in. And what I recommend for most of you is that you are building your own list. You want to make sure that you have your own GetResponse, account set up. You have your own landing pages, your own capture pages. So, if you need help from us to help you build, your ClickFunnels landing pages out, if you need us to set up your GetResponse and put some messages in there, if you need us to help you come up with a lead magnet or a tripwire, which is a kind of a small front end product for $7 or something. Because once you actually get a financial commitment from somebody, it's 10 times easier for them to buy another product. That's why you always see the OTOs, which are one-time offers. That's why you always see an additional offer after you've initially bought your first offer, because they just know that, once they've been able to get a customer once, it's a lot easier to sell them again versus trying to get a new customer. So, but if you need help, we can help you build out ClickFunnels. We can help you build out some funnels so you can have landing pages and capture pages. And then that would basically feed into your own autoresponders like GetResponse or GetResponse or Aweber, things like that. We could help you with that. We could also help you with like I said, coming up with the copywriting and writing the emails, and then that can lead into how are we going to position you in the marketplace, setting up your YouTube, making sure you have a nice image up there, and, what is your angle going to be? What's your niche going to be? Just kind of, consult you individually, because you guys are all founding members. And essentially, I want you to be really set up for 2016. I want you to be set up for success. Of course, our time isn't free, but I'll find a way for it to be as low cost and as easy on you guys as possible. You already got $50,000 worth of product for free, and you do have your traffic coming. But I want to make sure that we're sending that traffic to something significant that can really increase your conversions, maximize your return on investment, and that's always going to be something like this, a little bit more, where you're positioned, where you're offering some value, where you're offering some lead magnets, like Amy here, for example. So I want to make sure that you're mindful of this kind of stuff, and that if we're going to help you kind of get, figure out your angle and your idea so you can have a strong 2016 and beyond. Because once you build this stuff, this is your foundation. Now you're out there in the marketplace. Now you're out there really taking it to the next level, not only with just your conversions, but there are so many other things that it leads to. It leads to high-level joint ventures. It leads to, you leveraging other people's lists because they really like your product, or they really like, some of your videos that you did. So they may ask you, hey, have you ever thought about doing this or doing that? It leads to so many more opportunities, but you have to put yourself out there. You can't hide behind the scenes and just hope that you make money. That doesn't work. As you know, just like your current job or business, you have to show up every day. You have to be out there in the space and, connecting with people and providing value, solving problems, helping people. That's the only way that you're ever going to really maximize your conversions. Of course, we have automation and turnkey systems and, company sales funnels and all this kind of stuff. But I can tell you right now that, and I've already told most of you this, that the company funnels are all going to convert around 2 or 3%. This here, if you have a front end like this, you'll be converting at 5, 7%, some even high as 10% if you're really good, because the relationship's already been built. You've already sold them and provided all the value because you helped them solve their problem, and you were relatable on video. You provide them value, and don't underestimate yourself. Don't think, oh, I look terrible on video, or I don't look right, or I'm not doing it right. We're going to handhold you through all that and guide you through it. That's part of our overall solutions that we'll have in the back office of Digital Altitude. But initially, because this is locked and we're still setting some of this stuff up, I want some of you guys to more or less kind of not necessarily be guinea pigs, but be beta testers on some of these solutions, because ultimately we are going to, we're going to use you as a testimonial. So if we set you up with a great YouTube channel, and we set you up with a great blog, and you have all that stuff set up, and it looks really sharp, and we've created some lead magnets for you, and we've set up your sales funnels for your landing pages and your capture pages, we're going to essentially turn you into a case study within the members area, and then also on Facebook. And so you're going to get a lot of recognition. You're going to get a lot of, people are going to be like, wow, okay, your stuff looks really good. And then they're going to connect with you, and, we'll make you a little mini star, so to speak. So we've been thinking about, doing something like that for you as founding members. Like I said, making it very affordable. Obviously our time is valuable, but we want to make sure that, we come up with something that, for those of you that are interested, that really want to, do something big in 2016 and really increase your conversions to 5, 6, 7, 8%, using personal branding, using, value-driven content, using training. I mean, you can see a lot of the training that even shows up on Facebook. You probably get a lot of the stuff in your own news feeds, but you see the ads on the right-hand side. You'll see some people consistently there, month in and month out. Shakir is a great example, always leading with his own brand, always leading with his front end. Do you see him mention Moab anywhere? No, it's always his own front end, always his own strategies, and then he back ends everyone into, and Shakir was one of my first students back in 2009. He was on my team back in 2009. So I've seen his rise over the years. And we taught him all of that stuff, and it's no wonder he's using it all, because it works really well. And of course, we know that. So we'd like to do the same thing with you. Here's a great example. Mia Davies has been in the space for a long time. She always putting videos up. But if you continue to scroll through your news feed, you'll see, I don't even use Facebook for anything but just marketing, just to see what's out there. But there's a lot of stuff that will pop up that's just value driven. So your blog can show up here, your YouTube video can show up here, all that kind of stuff. And we can kind of handhold you through a lot of those things that you're going to need. And a lot of those things are going to be under our solutions. So like I said, we want to kind of get that ball rolling with a handful of people, not everyone, because not everybody's ready for it. Not everybody's even really, is just going to be even, maybe they, for whatever reason, people just, some people just don't take action. So if you're one to take action and you're interested and you want to kind of really build your brand and put yourself out on the front end, because you want to increase your conversions and build something that's an asset for life, really. It's not just an asset even I mean, I know your passion, interest, or idea. I mean, I know you love Digital Altitude, and we've created an amazing thing here, and it's going to be great. But I know deep down you have some passion, interest, or idea. I know you have some unique angle or some value that you can offer the world that's unique and specific to you. And once we're able to identify and differentiate you, your conversions and just everything will just be tenfold what it is now. So I'm going to come up with something for you guys. If you're interested in that, just send me a message on Facebook or Skype, and we'll do a bunch of different stuff. We'll kind of lay out everything that we could potentially do for you when it comes to maybe even creating your own video sales letter. Shakir's another great example. He doesn't use Mobe's video sales letter. He uses his own, right? So why wouldn't you? Or even in the one for DA, that video sales letter is going to basically have my story in it. Why don't we create a video sales letter that has your story in it? Because when it has your story in it, your conversions are going to be that much higher. All of those kind of things, like a lead magnet, we could tell, what's your angle, what you can do to, increase your opt-in ratio.